so you can use that. Okay, let's see what other toy. Let's see here. Oh, now Rascal really liked this toy. One Christmas, we had a package that was tied up with some like this really pretty shiny silver string, and there was also like a ribbon on the package. So I just took the ribbon and bunched it up and wrapped a red ribbon around it, and I put some super glue. I glued the string onto the red ribbon. If you can see that, let's see how I glued it on there, and then I took the string and put some super glue on the stick, and I took the string and I wrapped it around the stick, and so then I made another little stick toy and Rascal really liked this ribbon toy. He chased it all over the place. He really likes chasing it, and this is a much skinnier dowel, and so I had cut that in half as well. So anyway, but this is just a little ribbon stick toy I made for Rascal, and he likes this one. It kind of takes a few things to get Rascal interested. He has a hard time getting interested in toys, but he really liked this one. It's just now this because this was on a Christmas package. It says jolly. It has the words jolly on it. But since cats can't read, like they don't know, he doesn't know what it says. All he knows is it's a ribbon. But you can use all kinds of. You can use colored ribbon or any kind of thing, But this is like a sort of a silk ribbon. It's like what comes on packages. Like just plain silk ribbon. But and it's fairly narrow too. It's like this wide. But I just made a little ribbon toy for Rascal. So, let's see. And here's another stick toy. Now Shadow likes this. I made a pillow for my cats to go in a cage, and then we transport them to the vet. We take them to the vet in this transport cage. And so I had some of this fuzzy kind of looks like lamb's wool. If you can kind of close up there. Yeah, it kind of looks like lamb's wool. And so I stitched it. Of course, I can't sew very well, but I just hand stitched it together to make like a little tube type thing. And then I took some string and just wrapped it around and put some super glue on the stick, and I wrapped it around the stick and glued the string to the stick. And then I took some little extra lamb's wool fabric and I glued it to the stick, and so I made this another little fuzzy stick toy. And like I said, Shadow likes this one. It's kind of because he can dig his claws into it because it's real furry. But this is another stick toy I made. Let's see what else. Let's see. Now this toy, like I said, I don't think I would get the Homemakers Award for sewing, but anyway, they had a little, you have these little balls that have little bells on inside. So I took this ball, and like I said, I had some extra fuzzy material left over, and this was supposed to be like a starfish. It's like it has. I sewed some little fuzzy things onto the material to make it look like a little star type thing, and plus it rattles. They like this okay. Of course they're they don't chase it as much as the other stick toys, but if you have a cat that likes jingle toys, like they would like this, because it has like a little jingle ball inside of it. You can see the ball here, like a little ball, but it's like a little plastic, ball with a little bell on the inside. But so I just covered it up. And I took the stick and I sewed the string. I took the string and I sewed it onto the little ball. It's like that. Wait. Let's see. Let's see. And thinking of balls. When my cats were little, I took a tennis ball. And I drilled a hole in the center of the tennis ball, and I threaded a piece of string through the ball, and I made like a little tennis ball toy for him. And so you could that way you could drag it on the ground and they could go after, they could chase after it, you know. Oh, in fact, when I first made this, like, oh, Shadow chased it all over the place. Like, we were outside and I would drag the ball on the ground and he would chase it all over the place, you know. So, of course, now that he's older, like, he doesn't chase it as much, you know, but anyway, but when he was younger, he really liked this toy. It was like, it's like a little tennis ball with a string. You can also put this on a stick if you want to, and, you know, but it's kind of heavy. But so I just kind of hold it in my hand and, you know, drag it on the ground. But anyway, well, okay. Now here's another toy. Here's a toy that's not a stick toy. I was in a grocery store and I saw this little bouncy toy where, you know, the cat would swat at it and it would, you know, bounce back and forth. I thought, you know, I think I can make that. Well, I had a piece of wood, just a piece of wood in my garage, and so before I covered the wood, well, I went to the hardware store and I bought a spring that, I don't know if you can see the spring or not, but it's like I have a metal spring here, and I covered it up with some of that fuzzy fabric I had left over. And there's I have a little mouse on this, like a little furry mouse on this, and it's like whenever the cat swats it, it'll kind of bounce back and forth, kind of bounce up and down. Yeah, it doesn't bounce very well, but anyway, probably if my spring was shorter, it might bounce better. But anyway, and so to make the spring stay on the piece of wood, I took a screw and screwed the part. I screwed part of the spring onto the board to make the spring stay on the board. And then I took some of this fabric. It's like the same type of fabric what you see on putt-putt golf courses, and I covered the whole board with this, you know, with this putt-putt fabric, and then it just kind of, now the first little thing I put on there was like this little bird, and it was kind of hard, and it was made out of styrofoam, and they didn't like it much because it was too hard, and plus it had this kind of sharp looking beak on it, you know, and I think the first time they swatted, the beak, you know, hit one of them, and they didn't like that, you know. So I thought, that's a little bit too, they can't, you know, play with that very well. So then I found this little mouse. I found a couple of these little mice, these little furry mice, at my Dollar General store for like really cheap. So all I did was like glue the mouse onto the spring, and it's not as hard as the bird, and they can kind of play with this, and because the tail wags back and forth, you know. So, but anyway, so that's my little springy toy, you know. But yeah, sometimes, like I said, sometimes it doesn't always, you know, bounce back up. But anyway, so. But let's see what else. Now this toy was really cool. Like I was trying to teach Shadow how to jump over a hurdle, so I just took some of that particle board, and I've had it. It's kind of narrow. See how narrow it is? And then I cut, like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 holes. Luckily I had this hole cutter that you can attach to a drill, and so I cut some small holes into it. And all this is just a PVC pipe, part of a PVC pipe. So I had that was out in our garage too. Evidently it was left over from some kind of project, you know. So I just kind of cut it to fit the hurdle. And so what I do with this is, like, I taught Shadow how to jump over this hurdle. And so, like, this part, this level was really easy. You know, he could jump over this really easy. So then when he would jump over this, I would advance him up to the next hole, and so that was easy too. He could jump over that, and then it got like a little bit harder. So I would have to use a few treats to get him to jump this high, you know. So so finally he was able to jump this high, and then after he got this high, I would go up to this level, and then he would jump this high, and that was, you know, he did a good job jumping up this high. Now this was the very highest level he could go. So, and he actually was able to jump this high. You know, of course, that was a little tricky trying to get him to jump over it instead of sneaking under it. And so every time he tried to sneak under it, I'd say, "Oh, you're cheating," you know. So, and he didn't get any treats for that. So, but he only got treats if he jumped over it, you know. So, so now he's gotten so where he can jump over it without the treats. So, like it's sort of a you know, like a reward system. Like whenever they do something, they get a reward, you know, and so, you know, pretty soon they can do it without the treat, you know. So, and that's what his shadow is. He can do it. Now last night I mentioned about putting sliders on the toy box. Well, I also put sliders on the bottom of this, you know, so that way. Oh, in fact, this is held together with these little brackets, these little L-shaped brackets, so that way they don't come off, you know, like they don't wobble or anything. But anyway, so I put some sliders on the bottom of this. Oh, and I also put some contact paper on the bottom of this. It's sort of contact paper that looks like wood. You know, you can buy it at any hardware store or grocery store or whatever. And so I made it so it would slide, you know, slide okay on the rug, and it wouldn't tear the rug up and all that. So I put the contact paper and sliders on there. You know. Oh, but anyway, this was, you know, he can actually jump over these different levels, you know. So that was a neat trick, showing him how to do that. The thing about toys. Oh, no, I didn't. The thing about toys. Now I didn't make this toy. I bought this toy. Like this is another stick toy that my cat Shadow really likes. It looks like a mouse, you know, and it's real fuzzy and has a furry tail. Okay. Well. Okay, guys. Right now I have to turn off the camera, so because it's dinner time. But I'll see you later. Say bye. We'll see.